brilliant career of Larry Bird, no one ever found more ways to win than number 33.
Larry Bird dives for a loose ball and gets it to McHale.
That's basically the way you do it in the NBA. You come to play to win, and you better win.
Check this out.
The killer crossover.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
Time out.
You like my hat? 3.
Jordan on the drive.
Jam.
Someone say jam session?
Now here's Magic down the middle.
2, 1, liftoff.
Hold on, folks. Buckle up.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ahmad Rashad, along with Willow Bay. Welcome to this special edition of NBA Inside Stuff. Today, we devote our show to one of basketball's all-time greats, Larry Bird.
We'll trace Bird's storybook life, from his small-town Indiana childhood to his spectacular Boston Celtic career. And we'll relive all the thrilling moments that earned him the nickname Larry Legend.
We also have some special guests to share their thoughts on Larry, including his former Celtic teammate, NBC analyst Quinn Buckner, plus one of the country's premier sports writers, Frank DeFord. Also, the man linked with Bird in basketball history, Irvin Magic Johnson. Larry Bird came to Boston in 1979 and resurrected the Celtic dynasty. But it wasn't only his individual talent that made him unique. It was the fact that he was the consummate team player, doing whatever it took to win games. And Bird's numbers speak for themselves: 11 All-Star games, 3 MVP awards, and the number that speaks the loudest, 3 NBA championships.
I felt that basketball is a game where if you just stick to the rules and play hard and dig down a little deeper night in, night out, you're going to come out on top. I've always felt that anytime I step on a basketball court, if you give it 100% every day, good things are going to happen. And I've been fortunate enough to be on the receiving end a lot of times, and I like it a lot better than losing. Of all the games I played, I can probably remember back to 5 or 6 games that I felt that I didn't play as hard as I should have played.
He was the most self-motivated player I ever saw.
And the Celtics are on a big roll here. Offensive board on the cut to Bird. Swings through. Little reverse. Layup is good. How did he make that?
He'll do things out there you just say. And it just leaves you shaking your head and smiling.
And then Bird goes inside. Out of the corner. Yo, Larry Bird is putting on.
We knew we had the best player in the world on our team. We knew Larry was, and no question about it, he was the best player in the world.
But to Bird, individual recognition is not what basketball is all about. It's about winning.
The thing that you try to go for is the championship. Because once you win an MVP award, it's yourself. You're by yourself. Once you win an NBA championship, the whole city's involved.
Larry Bird with a steal. Henderson back to Bird. Look at this crowd. It's all over. The Boston Celtics have won the World Championship in 1981. And they have become the 14th flag winners for the Boston Garden. Lakers have several chances, and here's Larry Bird chucking down the court. The Boston Celtics are the NBA World Champions.
You did it with hard work and teamwork. You've earned it. It's yours. Enjoy it.
We won 3 championships, and 3 championships is more than 90% of the teams in the league has won ever since they've been in the league. So I think that's why I have everybody looking and following my career.
It wasn't only the championships, but the incredible skills and the tireless work ethic that all helped create the legend of Larry Bird.
His attitude has always been above reproach, the perfect demeanor, tough, confident winner.
Now there's a steal by Bird. Underneath the DJ, lays it in. Right half 1 second left. What a play by Bird. Bird stole the inbounding pass. Laid it up to DJ. DJ laid it up and in.
He was just a phenomenal teammate.
And you look at people like MacArthur, who the war happens, and General Patton. There's a war for them to shine in. Larry was born to play basketball.
Larry graced the parquet floor for 13 years before retiring last August. And this Thursday night, the Celtics will show their appreciation by holding a night in his honor. Bird's number 33 will be retired and raised to the rafters of Boston Garden.
And it'll be the perfect final chapter to a story that began in French Lick, Indiana. But it's a story with an unlikely beginning. As a youngster, Larry didn't seem destined for glory. He was a shy and skinny country boy who had his share of setbacks on his journey to greatness.
A young man from a small town with a very large imagination.
We didn't have a lot when we grew up, and basketball, when it came into my life, that's all I did.
Like so many other Indiana boys, Larry shot baskets endlessly. As he entered Spring Valley High School, those long hours of practice began to pay off. By the time he became a junior, his game had improved dramatically.
It was just like magic wand had touched him, because we'd never seen him play like that.
When it came time for college, Larry followed the dream of every young Hoosier, choosing Indiana University. But the dream died abruptly when he dropped out after 24 days.
It was a decision I made. It was something I had to live with, and I thought about it before I did it. And it just, you know, I would like to stay there, but it just wasn't for me.
Back home in French Lick, Bird had to cope with his father's death. Putting basketball on hold, he went to work for the local sanitation department. But when little-known Indiana State came calling, Bird gave college a second chance and put the school on the basketball map.
Every offense we ran, the first thing we wanted to happen was Larry to touch the ball. And that was our goal, was get it in his hands 75% of the time that we had it. And, you know, it worked.
The fighting sycamores are racking up the scores, and Indiana has a new state bird.
The way we were beating teams was just on pure guts and determination. So we just got in our minds that we weren't going to get beat.
And throughout his senior year, nobody could beat Bird and the Cinderella Sycamores. They rode a perfect record into the NCAA championship game before losing to Michigan State and its charismatic young star, Irvin Magic Johnson. Not long after that game, Larry signed with the Celtics. He was immediately dubbed the Hick from French Lick. But as Bird once put it, I came to Boston a Hick and left a legend, and that's not bad.
That Hick was showing up quite a few city kids during his career in the NBA.
That's right. From his school days to the NBA, one trademark of his career was his flair for last-second heroics.
It was during crunch time that Bird was at his best, and it didn't matter who was guarding him or how many seconds were left on the clock. When the game was on the line, you always knew Larry would find a way to win.
They're not going to call a foul. Goes to Bird. He's open. Got it at the buzzer. Williams to Bird again. Up fakes. Fires another three-pointer. Oh! Ties it up.
You keep it close, and he has a chance of winning. He's going to win that game.
Max looking. Loops it to Bird. A runner. It's good.
Well, it's 2-point difference, and they're down 2. Bird will come up with a three-pointer. When you keep waiting for it, you're waiting for it with bated breath.
Here's Ainge.
Bird's the man they want to have it. Yes, indeed.
Bird for 3. Yes! Larry Bird for 3.
Here's Dennis. Gets it into Bird. Larry, a runner. Got it! Ball game's over. Boston wins.
This special edition of NBA Inside Stock is brought to you by Fleer NBA basketball cards. Fleer, a game in every pack. And by Jeep and Eagle, official vehicles of the NBA.
Welcome to the second annual Fleer NBA Championship game. Here's the tip-off.
Joining us right now are two men who have closely followed Larry's career. One of them is his former Celtic teammate, Quinn Buckner, and the other is America's top sports journalist. He's a contributing columnist to Newsweek magazine, Mr. Frank DeFord. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. Now, Quinn, you go way back with Larry. What was the first thing about Larry that you found out that you knew that this guy was special?
Well, my first encounter was a non-encounter with Larry. My junior year, I'd played basketball in Europe, and I'd come back after missing school for 2 weeks. So I got back on campus, and I asked my brother who was on the campus, where's this guy named Bird? He said, I just saw him on the highway with his luggage. I think he went home.
He went back and worked on the garbage truck then.
Yeah, he did, and got his priorities together. The first time I saw Larry playing, you know, it was just one of the regular games that we played. And you watch the guy that without any effort at all was beating people. And you say, how do you do that? Because he can't run. He was out jumping people and getting rebounds. And you knew that there was something special, but it took about 2 or 3. It's like, you know, certain songs, it takes you 2 or 3 times to hear it before you realize, very good song.
But Frank, I'm sure that you have heard of legends. I mean, legends that grow up in different parts of the country. When you first heard about Larry Bird and you first saw him, did he live up to that?
Well, he did live up to it, but when I first saw him, no. And I think anybody who says that the first time they saw him, they said, this guy's great, I think they're full of it. And this goes even back when he signed him, and he was reluctant to pay him any kind of money. He said, no forward, no corner man has ever turned a game around. I can't give you that kind of money. So I don't believe anybody seeing this pasty weight, little bit overweight guy who can't run and can't jump could have known how good he was going to be.
But Quinn, throughout his course of his career, he wore out many an NBA player trying to guard him.
Wore him out. Ahmad, the guy, Indiana Pacers, we're playing the game, and Larry's on a roll. I mean, he's shooting it from everywhere. Chuck Person is guarding him. He runs by and tells the coach, he said, you better get Chuck out of the game. He's hurting your team. And he keeps right on running. I mean, that was all the time. One of the all-time trash talkers. But Larry always felt that, you know, if he made a big shot in the game, I said, man, that was a great shot. He said, hey, as much as I practice, I should have made it.
He also said at the end of the game is where you separate the men from the boys, and he was certainly a man among men.
Well, without a doubt. I mean, I can recall a game against Portland when I was there in 84, 85. He took the game is on the line, and he gets in. He's got 3 people coming at him, and he's in the corner. And he just kind of waits till they kind of get there, and he just takes the ball, and he just lofts it in the air. I mean, it goes down. And Larry just never breaks stride, walks right to the locker room. I've never seen anybody with that kind of confidence.
Frank, you have seen so many great athletes in your career. How would you put Larry in perspective to these great players?
When you talk about guts and confidence, as Quinn just was, I don't know anybody who's ever matched him for that, the just kind of assurance that the man had. As far as basketball players are concerned, he and Elgin Baylor be my forwards for all time. I'll start with those 2 guys on the team, and you can have the next couple players.
Really? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Above everybody else?
Insofar as a forward, I'm talking about, yes. I don't think there's any question that Bird is the top forward that ever played this game.
I'm not old enough to have seen Elgin Baylor. Sorry.
If you saw Elgin, in a way, they're both rather important because Elgin really, I think, started the modern game with his kind of play. And Larry took it to another level insofar as being a complete player and being the corner man who can dominate a game. Nobody else had ever done that before. Another thing about Bird that I think is that all the things we're talking about, he was kind of every man. And never mind that he was white or black, but he didn't look like a ball player. And so that the guy in the stands could much more identify with Larry Bird than somebody like Michael Jordan who can jump 87 feet or somebody like Shaquille O'Neal who's 12 feet tall and weighs 800 pounds. Bird, you could sense. What do you think of when you think of Larry Bird? You don't think of a guy jumping up and dunking. You think of a guy putting his hand on the back of his shoe. I mean, an everyday kind of thing. He was very human. And we have all got to be thankful that we had a chance to see a great player like Larry Bird play.
Well, there's no question about it. I got to say this, though. I had the fortune of being around Michael for a long period of time, and you know him very well, during the course of the Olympics. What you can sense about Larry that is likened to Michael and those guys, supreme confidence. There's not ever a chance, every time you're around them, I don't care what it is, if they're playing tiddlywinks, they're playing to win, and they always believe they're going to win. So you remember that when you're playing tiddlywinks with Mike.
That's right. Hey, thank both you guys for joining us today. I really enjoyed this. Quinn Buckner, Frank DeFord.
Thank you.
And now let's go back over to Willow.
Thanks, Ahmad. Larry was the kind of player who came up big in the biggest moments, especially during the playoffs. But perhaps his most extraordinary performance came in a rather ordinary setting. The middle of March 1985 against Atlanta. Just another regular season game until Bird made it the game of his life.
Going into that game, I thought there might be a ray of sunshine because one of the bellmen told me that he had heard that Larry and a couple of his teammates may have gotten in a little bit late the night before. So I was saying, hey, maybe Larry won't have a real good night.
But Bird quickly put that notion to rest. On this night, he had simply entered another dimension. and everyone knew they were witnessing something special.
To say that Larry had a hot hand is an understatement without question.
Bird posted left, takes the jumper and hits it again. Backs in, posted up Bird, takes the jumper and hits it.
The only thing you can do is double team him and then say a prayer.
A lead for Bird front court.
He said, take this and just shot it.
Bird shoots the jumper right side, good.
I'm sure to Larry, the rim seemed like it was about 5 feet wide.
I mean, he was so hot. I mean, you're talking 2 and 3 guys checking him all night.
Bird on the drive, the runner is good again.
Larry Bird made about every shot you can imagine in that game.
There's Bird. Bird, 14 seconds, he got fouled. He hit the shot. Larry Bird.
Then the count begins.
Bird for the bomb. Got it again, a three-pointer.
Then people want to know just how many points is he going to get.
Bird takes the jumper and hits it again.
We got fined $100 because we were cheering Larry on.
With 3 seconds, Bird will try another jumper and hit it at the buzzer. Larry Bird scored 60.
It's just one of those days where you walk away and understand how great the NBA players are, but then the superstars, what a different level they're at.
Forget it. Not. From Indiana to Barcelona, Larry's career always seemed to be linked with that of Earvin Magic Johnson.
Between the two of them, they won 8 NBA championships in the 80s. But speaking of championships, you may have heard that there is one on the line today in Pasadena. Earvin's there as part of NBC's Super Bowl pregame show, and he's with Bob Costas.
This is the scene on the field. Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, in his 4th year of ownership, and in Jimmy Johnson's 4th year as their head coach. They find themselves in the Super Bowl, 6th time in franchise history, first time for them, walking the field several hours before kickoff, trying to get a sense of the conditions at the Rose Bowl. It rained overnight, but the field was covered, and it'll be in perfect shape. Magic Johnson will be part of our pregame coverage of Super Bowl 27, and we come on the air with that in just a few minutes leading up to the kickoff at 6:18 Eastern Time. Magic, I didn't realize you were such a football fan.
Oh, I love football. It's my second favorite sport. If I didn't play basketball, I wish I could be an NFL football player.
And in the pregame show, you have a conversation with Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin of the Cowboys, who are in the Super Bowl at a very early stage of their career, and you related to your experience, sophomore in the NCAA Finals, rookie in the NBA when the Lakers won a title.
Yes, they were very relaxed. We had a good interview, and I think the people are going to have fun listening to what Emmett and Troy and Michael has to say, because, you know, we were both relating stories when I was a rookie and so on. But, you know, they didn't seem like they were nervous. They were excited.
How about, though, as kickoff approaches? It's one thing not to be nervous the day before, the week before, but does the feeling change immediately before the tip or the kickoff?
Oh, no question about it. Last night probably was the toughest time, and then today just anticipating and waiting on the game, not knowing what to expect, the biggest game in their career. It all comes, and it makes that stomach get a little tighter for the first time.
By the way, what you're hearing in the background, no, the Beatles have not been reunited. It is, I saw her standing there, but the man standing there on stage is the former Eagle, Glenn Frey, part of the tailgating party going on just beyond the Rose Bowl, and we'll capture a lot of the flavor of that on the pregame show, as well as plenty of strategy and matchups. Magic and the rest of the crew will be back with us in just a bit. Now off to Inside Stuff.
Thanks, Bob. So how about them Cowboys, or
Bills.
How about them Bills?
Both great teams.
Yeah, that's staying right in the middle.
Well, Bird and Magic were arch rivals in one sense. They were also partners. Together, they revolutionized basketball with their showmanship and unselfish play. And they helped make the NBA more popular than ever before.
The two of them shared center stage during the 80s. The Celtics and the Lakers met for the championship 3 times in 4 years. Fans around the country are captivated by the excitement, the drama, and the 2 marquee names, Magic and Bird.
The fans have poured into Salt Lake City in record numbers, and they are infected with basketball fever. Those who believe in magic and those who appreciate the beauty of a rare bird have come to see basketball's facet and witness the crowning of a new national champion.
Here is where the rivalry began.
Look at Earvin Magic Johnson, Michigan State University, national champions 1979.
You know, you always have somebody in life that you want to beat and you want to compete against. And Larry Bird is the guy for me.
Right into the pivot. Now DJ holds the ball. Back in the Bird. The ball away is gone.
I think the one key ingredient to making us, each of us, a good basketball player is that we come to win every night.
Johnson over Parrish. Oh, my God!
We both make each other play our best game. And that's the best thing about this Bird-Johnson rivalry.
The ultimate showdown came in '87. They had split their first two meetings in the finals. Now they matched each other shot for shot. But in the end, Magic and the Lakers came out on top.
5 seconds to go. Magic with a hook shot. Scores with 2.
Magic's just a great basketball player. He's the best I've ever seen, you know. Unbelievable. I don't know what to say.
But no matter how many times they play, the rivalry will never be settled.
When we play in these all-star games, these old-timer games, we're going to want to beat each other. And after that, when I see him on a park and recreation, I'm going to want to kill him then, too. He's going to want to kill me.
Bird and Magic one-on-one. A shot for the ages.
Well, I was born in a small town, and I live in a small town. Every day in a small town, oh, small communities. But I've seen it all in a small town. Had myself a ball in a small town. Made an LA dollar, brought it to this small town. That small town, just like me. I cannot forget from where it is that I come from. I cannot forget the people who love me. Yeah, I can be myself here in this small town. And people let me be just what I want.